Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is GrumpyKoi, and I'm joined by Beta on production and eepily on the co-caster role with myself. This is week 2. We've taken a DeLorean back in time to experience Ascent versus Se7en. How are you doing tonight, eepily?
I'm pretty good. Shout out to chat already. You guys having fun?
Yeah, I'm super excited for this. Like, this is the match. This is one of the matches of the season that everyone was kind of disappointed that it was going to be played so early in the season, and it got reconvened, and now it's kind of at a point where Se7en are in a weird state at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, well, you say a weird state. Like, the current version of Se7en is like kind of one half, maybe 2/3 what it was kind of at Rewind. We obviously have Tiger and Idiski joining our long-standing veterans, but as far as I'm aware, this is kind of a team to finish out the rest of the season. It's not going to be necessarily what we see going forward. Not 100%, but obviously Tiger and Idiski, no slackers. Idiski's played with Se7en before. He kind of he knows the drill, even if he's more famous for playing demo, and Tiger just frags on everyone. So
yeah, Tiger's known for that. Very powerful scout plays. Alongside that, Ascent this season they've not lost a single map. They've done so well, and it's a relatively new roster for them starting the season, wasn't it? They switched out Flo and I forgot the name of the other soldier. My bad. But yeah, they've been swapped out by Josh and Chris, and obviously they've got now funds on the team. But they've done so well. Like, I think we've got the stats up right now, and if you want to take us away with some of these stats, eepily.
Yeah, I think if you're going to look at kind of anyone, like, I think you got to have a look at Elikor in terms of just like raw damage output. Everyone knows Elikor takes a lot of resources, but we were actually just saying before the cast went live, he takes a lot of resources, but he deals a lot of damage. He's known for playing his own kind of thing, you know. Everyone knows that classic Elikor demo where he just runs forward, sometimes with 4 pipes loaded, and just kills like 3 people.
Yeah, he plays such an aggressive style.
He does. But then obviously like Funds and Credu, they're both absolutely like nutty scouts. Again, we were saying before the cast, my long-standing opinion is that if you want to win the game, get at least 1 finished scout, which Credu fulfills the criteria for. But obviously Funds is like up there in terms of all like the best scouts in Europe right now. So between the combo of scouts, the fact that obviously Josh is now on Pocket, long-standing Lego veteran, filling the roles of Flo for this season and this season only, because I believe they're training up their Ascent intern Eskimo. But Josh is obviously, you know, he's been in Prem for donkey's years now. He's bringing some solid decision making, I think, mainly to Ascent. They said before the start of the season that what they lack a lot is they'll have some nice overall calls. They'll have, you know, decent kind of plan of action, but then it will get to a situation where they have to make a decision really quickly. They've just got to be decisive and just go one way or the other. And they were quite poor at doing that. And that is where Josh's strength is. He will shout at you and he will make a decision and he will make you follow it. So
no, right, you are with that. Like, Josh brings a different style to what Flo had, but the experience from Josh has really helped Ascent.
Definitely.
We're not able to really go through the stats, sort of a team sheet for Se7en, just because of the swap outs they've had. Obviously, they're not running as many players as they had before, but we do have some like matchups against, you know, long-standing players like Raymond versus Ombrak here, where it does seem like Ombrak's having a really good season, but Raymond has always been one of the best meds in EUTF2, and in my opinion, he's been one of the best meds for quite a while. So you can't really let him down on anything like that. He is a great player, and he just has so much mechanical knowledge of how to play the medic in TF2 that it's very hard to discredit him in any way.
Yeah, I think I said Raymond's absolutely nuts. Like, Ombrak is, I feel, just like getting better and better, especially over like the last couple of seasons as Ascent has kind of solidified themselves more. Like playing with Elikor, kind of, you know, he's getting this like they're getting some great kind of combo dynamics working out. I think Raymond, in terms of overall, he's obviously like absolutely nuts. But for this game, I think it may well be quite rough because Raymond flourishes and Raymond's absolutely crazy on the Se7en that we know. So the team is super disciplined. Everyone knows what they're doing. Every situation's accounted for. He knows what to expect. But now you're suddenly throwing 2 brand new boys in, and who knows how that's going to throw him. Apparently we're being informed that your boy Seeds is in fact on the server. They've told me stories. I've heard stories of possibly some playing with 7 Seeds, and that's what we're seeing right now. So that's some hype.
So disregard everything about Raymond because he's not here.
Everything I just said about Raymond, absolutely pointless. Now it's time for Seeds. We see your boy fresh from PugChamp. Let's go.
And then we have really quite a matchup to really see between the 2 demos. Cadus, a long-standing demo that's been known throughout the seasons, and Elikor, who has been around for a while, but he's really showing himself at the moment and just making himself known to everyone as this just super aggressive demo you're not safe in the air when he's around, because he more than likely he will catch you with a pipe and you will go down. So
go on.
No, it's perfectly fine. Carry on, my friend.
All right, I was just gonna say, if we're gonna compare like Cadus with Elikor, I said Elikor from a DM point of view is absolutely crazy. His damage output is so ridiculously consistent, and that's not necessarily the role Kato fills on Se7en. Kato's like he's the brains behind the operation. He's the guy making a lot of the main calls. But from a DM point of view, like, you know, unless someone's gonna buy him a robotic wrist anytime soon, Elikor can just absolutely like wipe the floor when he's on his good days. So I think in the demo matchups, we're almost always going to see Elikor looking stronger because he brings more in a damage fragging point of view, and Kato brings more kind of a, you know, like he leads his team, whereas Elikor doesn't have to do that. Elikor can just worry about fragging more and kind of have the main calls kind of work alongside Umbrak and I'm sure Josh now.
So obviously having that distraction of having to main call can affect obviously how well you can perform, because you're having to think about where your team is, you're having to think about what the current situation of the map is, so that can affect you. But Cadus has proved many a times that he can run a team really well, and Se7en have been such a prolific and well known team just for their ability to be so effective as a singular unit. There's never been times with their older rosters where it's felt like there's players separated from the group and not working as part of one whole team, which is really impressive.
Yeah, Se7en's way of doing things is always just be in control of the game. Doesn't matter if you're 1 round or 2 rounds or 4 rounds up. Doesn't matter. Be in control of the game, control the flow of it, and that's how you're going to win a game. I said they don't care if they win 1-0 or if they win 5-0. At least that was the older system, but with these slightly different players, like even with the Disky having played with Se7en a little bit before, he's not going to have that same discipline, that same understanding as Drak. And as much as I'm sure they might try, I feel like it's going to be tricky to rein Tiger in, because he knows that he has a DM to just run forward and absolutely annihilate everyone. Like, I think, you know, when you're in that situation, it can be difficult to rein yourself in, let alone someone who you've played with for about a week.
Yeah, especially with that level of DM you spoke about, you'll see it. Tiger will see multiple opportunities where he can go and get kills, and it might not be an idea for Cadus. Like, Cadus may not necessarily want him to do it, but it's going to be really hard to know you have that ability to pull off those plays and be asked to rein it back. It's almost like I can imagine him getting like itchy feet in any of the positions he has to hold, and he just really just wants to go in and beam people because he can do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But
and then
so I was just gonna say,
I feel so rude.
No, it's perfectly fine, eepily. So from there, Creddy to Lash. Now these guys are known for their sniper plays. Like I was saying earlier, just before we actually went live, that I think that Credo is shaping up to be the sniper of the season. Like, I watched him play Product, and I got to cast it, and he got 34 headshots during that Product game. Just a ridiculous ability to use the sniper class, and he's proven many a times that he can get picks when it's needed, and he doesn't need a huge amount of time to be able to land these shots. He doesn't need to, wait for a while. He can get in, damage it. But I'm going to shout out now, because we're going live, and we're going to take it away with the first map of week 2 of ETF2L Prem. So let's see how this goes, eepily.
Yeah.
As we see, Cadis is a little slower than Elikor. Elikor is in really nice and deep. He is getting aggressed by the side of Se7en though. He's got no support. Ams goes in for the bomb onto Elikor. Elikor goes down to Ams. Ams gets picked up by Funds. Ombrak down from Adiski. So many players going down for both teams. Only Thaga and Cadis up for Se7en. Funds just goes down. Credo and Josh both meds down. It's going to be kind of an awkward moment right now. It's Credo on that point, trying to see if he can bully Thago and Cadis off. Josh coming around the back, but he's low. He goes down. This could be the first mid going to Se7en.
This is all Se7en. Like, the spawners really don't favor Ascent at this point. If Tiger gets an arrow at this point, it's like, yeah, it's so GG. That's bit of a delayed kind of mid. Se7en had some decent height. Some of the Ascent boys kind of got knocked to the ground, but I almost thought we'd have Josh go for some absolutely ridiculous play in lobby, but didn't quite work out. So just looking to be a bit of a an equal Ubers, kind of sitting around between mid and second. I think this is where we're going to see how comfortable Se7en are, because Se7en's way of doing things has always been to have a plan, to try and do something, to try and like push or peek or go for some kind of sack. Even if it meant standing around because your sacks aren't working, they generally try and support their sacks. But I feel that with this brand new roster, it might be a little bit tricky for them to make things happen.
And Ascent really don't want to play this sort of style against Se7en. They know that the Ascent are most comfortable in, playing the aggro, playing off their picks and pushing forwards, letting Elikor get into good position, and he's able to take down Am, so that is a pick for Ascent. This may not be something that they could necessarily play off too much, but it could be looking at opportunities now to get in, as Josh was just creeping around drop down area, maybe looking to see if he can bomb it. But he's joined the rest of his team at the moment, eepily. Yeah,
no, they're just going to heal up. I think they just wanted to like peek a little bit. They knew their flank was a little bit weak. It was just kind of it was whatever. Just time to wait up. We didn't see any off classes off Se7en, so they're happy just to kind of maybe like feel out their opponents a bit, try and see exactly where everyone is.
Because it's going to be weird for Ascent as well, because even though Se7en are playing a completely different team, and they bring in the Uber straight onto Thagir, they get the force onto Ascent as well. The exchange has happened. Ams is around the back, but no real picks get played. You got Ams just constantly in the back distracting Ascent at the moment, but doesn't look like it translated into any kills. But that was nice aggression from Tiger to take that Uber straight in. But Ams does end up going down in the back line, so we're looking like we're probably going to get a reset into the second hold.
Yeah. I think the idea was, just trade the Ubers, get Ams behind, see if we can go for like a repush, but by the time Ams was behind, Elikor completely locked out and choked. It was just damn near impossible for Se7en to get back in. So that was one of those situations where you trade the Ubers, you leave Ams behind, and like, you're on your own, buddy, have fun. See you later. Keep it going, let's keep going to Se7en. Let's see what's coming up next. In fairness, so far, there's been 2 attempts to do something. Both of them's been from Se7en. Time to see Ascent. Come on, boys, you got this.
They could look at maybe bringing Chris into, a classic Roma sack play. They could look at maybe dropping Funds down, or Josh down on that drop down. They could even look at just sacking for an off class. Like, Gullywash is a good map for snipers, so they could drop Credo in, get Credo down with flashes on the sniper, kind of sneaking his way into second, and he's managed to make it and not being spotted. I don't know if Ascent know that they've got a spy in their midst.
One would assume probably not, but after a while, Ombrak's spidey sense is going to be tingling. The Diskies are now down. Again, Ascent should be looking to do something. Their flank's a little bit weak. They have to heal those boys up. Looks like they kind of want to peek a little bit close, just maybe a bit non-committal. Actually,
Ams
does
goes
go
down.
Yeah, both soldiers just running in, trying to get some good damage on Siege, but he's backing
But
up.
Thalash
And
gets the backstab onto
Thalash.
Umbra because he's all on his own. So unlucky, bro. They had no idea. They had no idea. Oh, that's really unfortunate for Umbrak, but Thalash manages to get the kill, and he's still in a position where he may be able to see if he can get just a pick on the demo or just another player down. But they know the spy is out for Thalash, so they're going to be a lot more careful watching those angles and those spots where he could be.
Right, so Credu's down. They know Ascent's only going to be 5. Thalash is being like a little bit annoying for Ascent, so they've got to keep looking at their backs. No way 7 places any way other than getting this for free, and they get it for free, and they take down Chris and Funds, and they got good damage on some other boys. So this, okay, now 7's immediately got me thinking, okay, let's take 2nd for free as well. And this is how 7 does things. They just take more and more things for free, and then before you know it, they're going to be on Ascent's last already with an off class. So this is about as good for 7 as it could possibly go.
Yeah, really nice reactions from Ams there, with Thalash, you know, distracting the team. That Ams just jumped in on choke and managed to deal so much damage and help pick off players. It did translate into 2 kills for 7. But we are seeing a gun coming up from Credu, but that's probably going to go down straight away to Aditski. Thalash again on that spy in quite a nice position at the moment. They're not really knowing exactly where he is, so that's going to mean that they have to think about it as he does go into waters.
Okay, I would guess, I'm thinking like they know there's a gun, there's a pyro, whatever. Thalash isn't going to do much. Maybe they're just going to go for like him decloaking on point, maybe like a second at the same time. I don't see him doing really much else. He's done that. He's done exactly that. Oh my god, so much cap time. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's going to make it really, really uncomfortable as Ams is looking for an opportunity to maybe jump in. But yeah, it's a really awkward situation for Ascent now. They've got so much time on the point. If 7 are able to push forwards, it's going to be really awkward for them. But it doesn't look like a very uncomfortable hold for Ascent. They do look like they're feeling out sort of what position is going to be best for them and where the sacks are going to come in. As Ams does come in, but it gets immediately picked up by Chris. So they do have Thalash on the sniper though, so he could look at getting an angle, which he does. He does take down Credu. Yeah,
immediately gets the trade frag. So again, Ascent are just going to sit around, whatever. They've got 2 defensive off classes. They ain't going to be doing much, and a good amount of room for Thalash to do something. I mean, this is online Thalash we're talking about. He does hit headshots online.
I think he just landed one onto Josh. But Credu is out as well, so you got the Finnish sniper versus I forgot what nationality. I feel really bad.
Oh, come on, Thalash. You gotta hit those, dude. He walked straight in, very nearly just guns on Brack, but it's a body shot. Come on, dude. Gotta hit those. This is just giving PTSD of last season.
Ams gets picked up by Chris there. He was really low and really quite comfortable moment for Ascent to maybe look at pushing in, but Chris gets picked up by Tiger, and that means that, again, they're not able to push out. Like we mentioned earlier, they don't have the mobility, even though Ascent having Credu on Sniper is a good thing for them in certain situations. Sniper means that you don't have the mobility to push out, especially with funds on Pyro as well.
Yeah, so much of this hold is just, okay. Oh, actually no, Uber's coming straight in. And he's going to get traded. Way better for Ascent. Caesar's going to try and get out main. No real chase on Ascent. They knew they were a guy down. And they had all these off classes, so looks just like a reset to me. Actually, no, the push from River. Oh my god.
Kratos and the rest of his team are already there. Wow, so they've all gone in. They've managed to deal so much damage onto the point. Get time. You've got Cadus and Thalash in the lower area. Josh going down to try and sort out these 2 players. The rest of Ascent are circling them. Cadus goes down, Thalash gets picked up by funds, and that's a failed push in the end. This looks like a good opportunity for Ascent to push out now, as they comfortably take this nice and free. They don't need to worry about losing any players. There's no one back looking to maybe get onto Ombrak or any of the players, and they may be able to get some present into mid. And it looks like exactly what they're going to do eepily, as Chris bombs in, deals damage with Josh, and pushes them out.
Okay, so Ascent, they've got this mid. They're looking again, exactly as we saw Se7en do earlier, it's going to be a complete reverse where they're going to try and take second for free. Se7en a better setup than Ascent was just a few minutes ago, but we saw this the other way around. I think a lot of it's going to come down to Se7en spam. They're going to make Umbrak feel uncomfortable enough. No, it doesn't look like it. So more or less going to see the exact same, but the other side, actually, Kato goes down up top. That's really not good. That's going to make this last.
Ascent are in on the last already. They've circled poor Se7en there, and they almost got behind them and were able to hold the last of Se7en against them in the river area, but they ended up trading and cycling it to a classic last situation for Ascent.
I was almost just hoping for a second there might be some crispy little Ascent repush, but they lost just enough people, so it's gonna be a little bit equal. We're gonna see more last holding.
Yeah, guns up for Se7en with Flash on the NG main, and there's not much that can be done at the moment in regards to, you know, pushing forwards or going anywhere, because the Ubers are equal, so they're going to have to look for maybe sack plays or get that gun down, spot where it is, just get some good opportunities.
Could just hit a nuts headshot, honestly.
Yeah, that's very true.
Might just dome falls, which is very possible considering we've already heard from you so far. Sniping prior to the season.
Yeah. And I honestly believe that. I feel like if they give him an inch, he will take a mile.
Once again, we see the same kind of hero shot play, only a body shot on Seeds. And now Se7en's, yeah, there's no way they're letting him peek river again. They're going so close, actually taking out Josh and Chris there. And Freddy's just on fire, running away. Oh my god, Ams and Tiger getting so aggressive up top.
Really nice aggression from Se7en. Just didn't let that, like you said, didn't let them peek again, and caught Chris out straight away. But nice headshot from Credu. Just landing,
bringing Se7en straight back, like losing that guy there. They already knew Ascent's going to get their spawns straight back to land. That's a really nice shot from Credu. Well timed.
It also means, eepily, that because Thalash was still on the gun class, that he's not able to push with his team, so they're not able to really go in as Funds goes down, but Kato is down as well. Elikor picks up the gun. This is a good opportunity for Ascent to look at some further opportunities to push it. But they have lost a player, but there are 2 down for Se7en.
Oh my lord. Okay, Se7en's just feeding. Se7en's just feeding everyone.
That's the push in.
Well.
That's the push in. Really good time on the point from Chris, but he gets picked up really quickly by Cadus. But Josh, Elikor, and Funds are all in, and Josh is on the point, creating space for his team. Elikor piping Cadus, looking to see if he can finish it off, but Funds gets the cap, and that is the first round going to Ascent eepily.
Like, that was nice. We saw, like, Se7en aren't, you know, quite their disciplined kind of selves, and Josh and the medic just took, Josh and Umbrak just took so much advantage of that. They just walked in and just like trashed on basically 3 people. That was really nice from Ascent.
Yeah, as we go into
really
the second mid. Yeah, and we go into this second mid. Josh goes in for the bomb, seeing if he can connect it, but he ends up getting cleaned up by Talash and Kratos. Ams goes in, gets down Chris. Aditsky goes down to Credi, but Credi gets picked up by Ams again. Ams doing a lot of work on this mid, and the mid does go to Se7en. That was a lot more confident from them during that mid. Like, Ascent weren't able to really make much out of that mid for themselves.
No, and in fact, this is the second mid where, as much as Se7en won it really late, it is still a second mid win for them. So, considering, oh my god. Okay, once again, Josh and Elikor just walking forward and catching 2 Se7en players just completely out, and now Se7en look like they're desperately going to try and hold second, take some kind of trade to regain control of point, but Thas is going down as well. Anadiski's going down, Kato's really weak. This is, again, disastrous, and C's getting forced and shoved. It's awful. Oh my lord, they're just feeding. They're literally just feeding.
And Ascent can really easily just relax and not have to pop on that, because they know that if Se7en push and aggress onto them, they're going to start losing players again. But they can go into this mid, and if they need to use it, they can. They can transfer this into an Uber, but they'll probably want to take this for free, as you always do. As Thalash and Tiger go down, so that's both scouts down for Se7en. only losing Josh on the side of Ascent, so they could look at getting some aggression into Big Door. Maybe bring in Elikor and Funds in. But the battlements hold is up for Se7en, so they are looking at holding multiple places. Chris and Credu going in. Funds getting picked off by AMS. But Se7en forcing Ascent having to use that Uber just to keep Umbrak alive, and it's going to transfer the Uber advantage to Se7en, and they know this, and AMS is going in. Kada's following it up.
This is such a good position. They can catch them. And we're paused.
Well, let's have a conversation about this, because this is a very different Se7en. Like, this does feel like a very different Se7en, but I don't think it's all bad, because the aggression coming out of AMS and Tiger, especially on that when they converted that last hold with them holding a river, was really nice aggression from them, and we don't always see that for Se7en. So I feel like these little sparks of pure aggression and DM are going to take Ascent by surprise. I don't know how you feel about that, eepily, but that's kind of my stance on that.
I don't know. I don't see this going well for Se7en if they keep losing 1 or 2 or up to 3 guys every time like Ascent tries to do a bit more of like an aggressive push. Like, it's happened 2 times already in really key situations, which has basically cost them like 2 or 3 points. And I think like if we talk about this exact situation, like 2 seconds ago it looked like Se7en was absolutely going to pound, but they've forced all of Se7en back now, and I don't think they're actually going to be able to catch Umbrak here, not if he plays as you would expect him to. I think Se7en should be taking second off this. I don't think, granted, you know, we have the time to think about this, obviously in like the actual game because of the 9-second weird delay. This was all happening just like immediately, so I think it's a decent chance Se7en are gonna pop, but they probably don't really have to. Because AMS is kind of weak, it's a little bit tricky. It's very possible they can still catch Ascent out here. I mean, Elikor is basically a guaranteed kill, so
yeah,
I don't know, dude. I don't know. You've got to weigh it up. Is it worth it?
They've got to be careful of the finish boy though in Credu, because Credu is in a perfect opportunity just to pounce and force seeds. So he's pretty much entirely uncontested. AMS firing a rocket towards him, but that's about it.
What if it hits him? What if it just kills him? What if somehow does 125 damage? I would guess from that unpaused pause that someone disconnected from the server. That's unlucky.
That is unlucky. Obviously the unpaused pause, and we're back in, and Credu gets picked off, but he does get the force. Talash bringing the aggression in, seeing if they can pick off any players, but they're not able to. Like you said, guaranteed kill onto Elikor. Josh goes down to Talash though. 3 players up for Ascent. Are they the aggression out of Se7en right now? Chris goes in, he tries to get Seeds, but Seeds survives. The rest of Se7en, really nice aggression, but they get cleaned up.
This is in such a good position to take down Umbrak. I mean, it didn't go ideal for Se7en, but he kind of saves it a little bit at the end. Wait,
he got Umbrak, which is pretty useful for his team. But now it's kind of all of that aggression and burst of speed is gone.
Oh my god, Tiger's insane. He's incredible.
Oh my god,
he's insane.
Poor Elikor gets his own pipe to his face. That must be rather embarrassing for him. As both Chris and Josh are spamming into Big Door, but that would have been a good opportunity for a reflect from Tiger to see if he can maybe pick someone off. But Aditsky goes down. The rest of Se7en really aggressive, catching these players out in Big Door. Funds looking like he's trying to contest with Elikor, getting the heals, but he's super low. And this means that Se7en can maybe roll this straight into the lobby. If they're not able to get picked off by any traps from Elikor, which looks like he's not able to set up. There's the pause, and we're back in. I'm not sure who left, but we've got everything kind of back to normal now, as Se7en aren't looking ready to go in. I'm not sure. I can't see the even percentages because my HUD's broken.
This is equal. We're equal again.
Equal.
So just peeking, prodding, seeing what's going to happen.
Yeah, you just carry on for a second so I can just retry and get my HUD back up and running.
Yeah, so we're just going to see the standard 5v5 standing around. Tiger's still on Pyro. Nice little aggressive peek from Chris, but isn't really going to amount to anything. Actually, it does get caught out, but we have heavy sniper on the Ascent side. I don't think we're going to see anything too crazy from Se7en. I mean, there is always a little water pyro push you can use, where you with a pyro front side of point and kind of cap behind, but I don't think Se7en are going to try and be that crazy just yet. But the Arabs actually going to go trade straight through the choke point. They force it out, and then we might just see a repush from River, same as before.
Yeah, they are looking to bring Ams and Aditsky in. Seed's following the rest of his team.
Actually, under point with Tiger and Ams.
Chris knows he's there, but he's going to get picked off by Tiger, and they've got so much time on the point. Credo, the only one denying. Aditsky comes in, and it's a transfer to 1-all. Se7en bringing it back.
That was nice. They got a lot of time, and I mean, I'm not sure if Chris must have seen the pyro, because if so, that was a 1v2 when one of the guys is a pyro. That was probably brave, but just by time anyone on Ascent really could drop down. There was so much time, and then he had to drop down, and then there were stickies there, so that's quite a nice little play from Se7en.
Yeah, it was, as we get into the third mid. Aditsky and Ams bomb onto Elikor. Elikor goes down. Ombrak down as well. Josh down. As Se7en playing a very confident mid. Only funds left, just putting points on the time, just trying to delay Se7en. So even if he goes down, they have to revert that camp. So it does mean that they can look at getting their respawns up and maybe get a second hold area play. Like, what happened there? Like, Ascent.
I think it was just fantastic executed bombs from Ams and Aditsky. Like, as far as I could see, they basically just kept Ascent in. Like, they were so busy trying to deal with the soldiers that there was very, very little initial aggression onto the actual Se7en players. There was a bit of late stuff, but you know, between Tiger basically two-shotting a scout and it being like one soldier bit behind, nothing much happened. Just gonna say that's I think another mid where Seeds didn't go above below 150. So right, Uber's through, throwing shutter. Got a pyro and a gun to deal with. Gun's down, pyro's still healthy. Actually,
yeah, pyro's able
straight in to get Balash.
But players are dropping for Ascent. Chris and Credo are really light. There's so much time on the point from Tiger, and they just such a quick run from Se7en. They just ate poor Ascent alive then.
Okay, I think so. We've seen 3 mids. We've seen 3 Se7en win. 3 mids where Se7en have won. I think Ascent need to start winning some mids, because as much as, you know, not everything's on the mids. It's so difficult to play a game constantly like on the back foot. I think, you know, we need to see Ascent doing something a little bit different, either like countering this aggression or just having some more
straight in on their own. Chris tries to do the same, but Ams gets picked up. Aditsky down. 2 players. Ombrak down. Chris down. Oh, this is not good. This is not good for Ascent. They're not listening to you, eepily, as they lose Josh and Credit to pipes from Cadus. Only funds left, and that's a wipe for Ascent, meaning that Se7en win the 4th mid of the game.
I think literally every mid I've seen so far, Ams has got at least 1 really, really crucial kill. I think that's making so much of a difference. I just don't see the Ascent soldiers being anywhere near as effective. Uber's already coming onto last, actually. Before Ascent can reset up, a Tiger going down sucks here. Hedu's just going to try and play point by himself. Optimistic. This. Okay, right, I was going to say this doesn't look to be going Se7en's way, but then they just get 2 magical kills. They have a soldier on point, all on Aditsky to try and cap, takes out Ombrak. Single-handedly. What is going on with this game? Ascent is just like falling apart.
Yeah, like, I coming into this, if you look at all the stats and all of the upsets that have happened, my money was on Ascent. My money was on Ascent having a stronger game, just for the fact that they're playing their main roster that they've kind of run with the whole season. But Se7en are adapting to this new. It feels like a completely different play style, but it's working really well for them. As the mid does come in, Chris does look to bomb onto Cadus. Cadus goes down. Not before Chris goes down as well. Flash down. Aditsky down.
That's much nicer from Ascent. So much better.
Yes.
Should get out. No one's chasing close enough, but that was so much better aggression. They really actually managed to get something done with their soldiers. It still wasn't like super decisive early, but the second they kind of got that aggression, the rest of their team, like Ombrak, they were playing in a little bit of a safer position. Like in this is looking better. Maybe this is, you know, 7.5 minutes.
Yeah.
This is where Ascent rally their troops in, just like, right, 7 washed up, come on, what's up?
Yeah, Ascent have taken the gloves off maybe, and they're looking to bring their aggression in as they are looking to set up onto lobby. Don't see the pallet trap, which has dropped many a meds in the past. I do like seeing that when that does come out, but it's sadly not here at the moment. But both teams have their Ubers. It's going to be a lot of spamming, a lot of opportunities looking. We may see a exchange and then a repush. Credu maybe slinking his way into water, which it looks like he's trying to do. Maybe get some time on point. There is a player from...
Oh my god, oh my god. On him. What the hell?
And Chris goes in and they lose 2 players and Josh is trapped. He misses his jump and he goes down to Cadus. 3 players down for a set. Unfortunate for them, eepily. They're not going to be able to... Maybe not even be able to hold this second. As Ams goes in rather deep, but Elikor does deny him with a pipe. Fons and Elikor giving a good old fight, not letting Se7en take it for free.
No, that was good spam. Very important pipe to deny Ams from being able to take any space on choke. Basically allowed Ascent to hold on. And now Credu's up on sniper. He's not happy with what just happened. I think he's gonna take his opportunity to make some plays of his own.
Yeah, they really need to look at this as Ams is spamming relatively freely, but Credu looked to get the headshot, but he wasn't able to transfer it. Aditsky looking to punish Chris, which he does. Really nice play from Aditsky. Good aggression. Managed to get that pick, and this is a good opportunity for Se7en to maybe look and see if they can bully another pick out of Ascent. They need to play it safe right now. They need to see if they can transfer it into their own pick, or they may have something to worry about. As Credu gets instantly denied, picked up by Ams. Thalash is in river with the Pyro.
Oh my
he picks
god,
up Josh.
Pyro's so dumb. He just walks at him, and then Josh is like, "Well, I guess I'm dead." That's basically it for me. And actually, Aditsky gets behind him. The most perfect timing I've seen in a long time. And Olbrak's getting forced, so now Funds is going down, and this should be a pretty standard Se7en second take.
Well,
and I thought it was going to be all on Credu's spy back cap, but he goes down really early as well. So
yeah, and Chris just goes down as well. It's looking really uncomfortable, but Seeds was forced, so Ascent may be looking to not let them get this for free. But we do see that. I thought they were going to go. Yeah, no, they are. I was right. They're going for the push through big door, looking to put a lot of aggression onto Ascent, force them out, get Ombrak in an awkward position, or maybe any key players within the combo and pick someone off, which they do. They pick off Josh. Thalash going against 2 scouts, picks off Credu. Thalash does go down to Funds, but it was looking uncomfortable for Funds there. But Ascent are able to get the aggression back in, even on this one pick. Ams just spamming, not letting Ombrak in for free, eepily.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to really amount to a great deal. Like, they've got the Uber, but I don't think it's really worth it. Yeah, they're saying they don't really think it's worth trading. They are already winning, and at this point, Ascent's got to be thinking, it's 4 minutes. We need to get at least 2 rounds, and it's equal Ubers. Something's got to happen. We've got to try and achieve something, and pretty quickly, otherwise they will just run out of time.
Yeah, and it is 3 minutes, and they do have to try and convert these rounds to make this into a golden cap situation. Time on the point, but each instantly denied for poor Credu. 2 players down for Ascent again. They're going to have
really important force on Seeds though. So as long as Ascent can not have to get forced in this situation, they will have an Uber advantage push. Again, time is ticking. If they mess up this push, it's going to make it really, really difficult to stand a chance for the rest of the map.
And Ascent looking like they've got their players back, and they're looking to get into lobby, checking for those sticks. They don't want to lose anything from this Uber. They want to take this in as soon as possible. Use that aggression as they take it in on Funds. Elikor gets flashed in the end. They're looking to deny players who are all near the spawn, but Thalash is denying it with the Pyro. But there's no time on the point. They know that the sticks are there. Funds is on cleaning it. Both
that's what you want. That's what you want. Okay,
there we go.
That was smart. So they didn't really have enough Uber, or at least they chose not to use a significant amount of Uber to run across point to deal with Cadus. Instead, they focused on the players playing by spawn, immediately got a 2-person advantage, but importantly, forced 3 players of 7 into spawn. So then they all had to do, all they had to do was just baiting point a little bit, starting to get some time. Cadus couldn't really do anything. His stickies kind of became pointless. That was nice. That was a nice push percent.
And it was as we see Ams doing his aggression again. But Ams goes down, Tiger down, Ascent looking like a much stronger team, Chris putting in work as well as Credu. They're pushing players out. Seeds is in an uncomfortable position if he doesn't realise that Josh is behind.
Horrible. Elocore can do it. There it is. That's the pipe. That's what he needs. And Kate is going down super late as well.
Oh!
Oh my god! Are you kidding me?
Oh, Cadus. Just not.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. That just happened. That seems perfectly reasonable to have happened. He was dealing with 5 players, and he managed to still get the med.
That's absolutely insane.
On demo.
Okay, well, so now we're looking at an equal Uber. 7 setting up with. They already have a level 3 gun. I mean, Ascent are going to have time to get the Uber, but not much else, and then it's an equal Uber push. And it's going to... Like, I can't even see them trying an off Uber push.
I think they'll secured the game for them. I know it's still a minute left, but that was such a crucial time to get a pick like that, because they're having to spend so much time dealing with this sentry that they're not able at all to really get any time on the
actually,
point.
It was crits. We completely missed that, but they didn't build it in time to actually catch 7 unaware.
Credu's on point. He's not being denied. Oh, he was so close. Credu's still really low, but he's managed to pull players away. Chris just like, what else can I do? And if he can get the pick onto Tiger, then he could have got the pick. There's only 40 seconds left. They can convert the round.
So much damage, so much time,
and they get it. Eepily. Oh,
that was nuts.
What is going on?
I think I may have seen the start of the Tiger Till as he stands on point and does, I think, about 3 360s, desperately calling for an arrow, but doesn't get it. So he's just standing on point with 20 HP. That's, I don't know. They just got dragged to point, and then once Tiger was there so weak, Ams couldn't leave it. Like, Tiger couldn't go anywhere. That was just, I don't know.
Oh,
right. Golden Cap first map. What a comeback from Ascent.
Oh, Josh coming in, getting a headshot straight off, but it is garbage time, and yeah, this has been a good game. So far, this has been a good game. That was insane. To take it from a 3-1 to a 3-all, when for the first mids, they were getting crushed, was really good from Ascent. The gloves came off, and they just started playing like the Ascent I've seen beforehand.
Yeah, they really did. Like, they really did fix some of the mids. Like, their later mids were basically, in terms of maybe not necessarily how they played it, but just the result. What happened from, like, how much they got from their bombs. They may have bombed in, like, a bit of a similar way. Like, the timing was kind of similar, but they just achieved so much more from it. And then it kind of completely turned it around. Maybe they just worked out a little bit more what 7 were doing, just kind of played it around a bit more. Not 100%, but definitely looking stronger from Ascent. And some of these cheeky little pushes, some of these, like, not even necessarily repushes, just kind of, you know, peeking a bit through a choke point, seeing what they can get. We're seeing some really nice stuff from Josh and Elocore, just catching 7 players unaware. Well, we are being offered the logs. I mean, I think we can just have a quick look just before they ready up, just to get an idea.
Yeah, let's have a look at the captain's logs. Sorry, bad meme, bad joke. Okay, do you want to take it away with the logs, Eepily, as you've got the bigger brain than I?
Well, not too sure about that, but we are seeing top damaging from Cadus, Elocore shortly behind. In terms of, I said significant plays, we already saw Cadus make a really, really important one right at the end with those pipes, but shortly below in terms of damage, and a lot of kills on both Ams and Josh. I think we're seeing some really nice stuff from both teams' pockets. Some really, really good bombs from Ams early on, and Josh was getting a lot more done in the later mids. Obviously, as you'd expect, scouts are kind of nearer to the bottom because they're being forced to play NG and Pyro and stand around on different last holds. But I think we've seen some nice stuff from almost every player, actually. I mean, Adiski went 8 for 20, but I saw him get some really important forces and a couple really important med frags, so I don't think he's slacking, even though his logs may not suggest, particularly fantastic play.
Yeah, but even within that, like, playing like a sack roamer play style isn't something that you can really spit at. It's a good one. As we do go into this last golden cap, I was about to say last round, but it is. It's the golden cap for the gully wash. This is the decider. We'll see how these teams roll out and see how the first mid goes. As Cadis does look like he's a little bit quicker and able to put a lot of damage onto Ascent. Fun's looking like he's in a situation trying to deny these soldiers, which they're able to do. They're being a lot more passive in their playstyle, Ascent, and they've got to be careful as they do pick off Tiger, but Creddy does go down.
Oh, Seeds goes down to a flank from Chris. That's really, really important. Now it's all on Adiski on 48 HP in his own choke. Yeah,
there's
no
run.
way he gets anything. He just lives.
Yeah.
Actually, no, he wants to go for a late bomb on choke on 130. Okay,
he was pre-firing. I think he was just pre-firing, seeing if he can maybe catch someone out, and he's going to get punished for it, as Josh does put a lot of aggression, but Tiger shows up, cleans up both soldiers with the rest of his team, and they're able to maybe even re-push onto second with this, as Ams does go in with a nice big bomb. He's in choke, denying the escape.
Them. Ascent have no choice but to do so unless something absolutely insane happens. Ams is back in, and he gets absolutely annihilated. I mean, Ascent are going to take the point, but yeah, they're going to have to use here. Se7en have kind of surrounded them. Oh, actually, those are some nut stickies from Elikor. And Adiski will go down, so Se7en are still going to be on their last. Don't know if Ascent are going to be really brave and just try and push straight in. They did just get those frags. Yeah, they want to top left, straight in. You actually have a lot of damage from Cadis to deal with this. So much time on point, and that's it for Ascent.
Wow.
That was nice.
That was nice. That was such a good decision from Ascent, eepily. Like, they knew that they had the player advantage. They didn't want to wait on any Uber. They knew that they had the players. They immediately focused to one person that's going to be a problem for them, and that was Cadis. Cadis went down, and once Cadis was down, they knew they had that round.
Yeah, I said, like, it looked really good for Se7en as they like surrounded them on second, but you know, all credit to him. Ombrak held his Uber for a long time, and in the end, they exchanged the Uber for 3 Se7en players, which, when Se7en's basically still kind of holding their last in that situation, 100% worth it. And the fact that they just killed those players and were immediately, they didn't have to deal with, like, just starting to cap the point. They knew they could immediately walk in with that 4v3. Between that and, like, the fact that they just started getting great time on point, that was nice from Ascent. I think this is, it's a completely different look. Much more confidence from Ascent. Much more kind of a coordinated play from the first half. Nice.
Yeah, it has been. So I guess we could have a look at the logs, maybe just have a quick browse through sort of the main logs again, if you wish, eepily.
Yeah, I think we're currently having a look at some medic stats, as you'd expect. Elikor and Cadis taking the most hills. Elikor said both demos quite resource intensive. Elikor likes to walk forward a lot with his, Cadis a decent amount, but he tends to his logic tends to be, you've got to take a lot of heals to be main calling to that degree, because you've got to, see exactly what the combo is doing. I don't know, but I think considering Seeds is fresh from a Div 2 team, and having, like, he's played Punk Champ with these players, but he never played on this level before. Not really. He's played in a few scrims recently. I thought it was a good performance from Seeds. You can't deny. I mean, he had 12 Ubers to Ombrak's 9, considering like one of them being a Kurtzkrieg. There was a couple mids where he did get taken down, and obviously he's surrounded by fantastic players, but he's living, he's doing his job, he's getting the heals out, he's getting the Ubers, so, credit to Seeds.
Yeah. And the next map, Sunshine. Little different. It's going to be...
It feels like so long since we've seen Sunshine. Obviously, this is the week 2 game, but it feels like years.
Oh, yeah, because this would be the week 2 map rotation. I just remembered it. Oh. Yeah. So, Sunshine, very different map in regards to how I think it's going to play out, because this, again, saying that the Gully Wash played out very much based around the soldiers. Ams and Didski did a lot of work for their team, and so did Chris and Josh, able to get behind players and get crucial picks during the mids. And I feel like Sunshine is of the same ilk when it comes to those sort of games. It does favour the high bombs during the mids, so it's going to be a lot about height control here, eepily.
Yeah, I feel like there's a decent amount soldiers can do in terms of distractions on Sunshine. Like I said, the skybox is so high, they can just be such an annoyance. And there's also just sometimes, you can get like a fast soldier or just some kind of quick bomb in a later part of the mid where soldiers can get some really important picks. But I feel like a lot of it is going to come down to the demos and the scouts. We've seen, a little bit early on, for Se7en, it was kind of Ams and Adiski having some more impacts on mid, but we're seeing Tiger start to hit his patented nut shots. So, people liken Sunshine to Process, and Process is a crazy map for scouts. I think this might be where, at least on the mid, Thalash and Tiger to start, taking over a little bit more. Not to say Credo and Funds are slackers, but I don't know. So far, it seems in the DM fights I've been seeing, it's been Tiger on top of the other two.
Yeah, Tiger has had some nuts moments in the last game, so good chance for him to kind of bring that in with this. There is a lot of areas where it is about the especially mattering on the hold style you do, because there's a lot of angles to approach the second point. 1v1ing Tiger would be a scary prospect for any scout.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a particularly wise choice. I think, if it gets to a situation where you have to 1v1 Tiger or can 1v1 Tiger, maybe just kind of, back up, play with the rest of your team. Take those 2v1s. It's why bother taking the risk, Especially because Tiger has, in certain situations had the tendency to just run forward that little bit too far trying to chase frags. Maybe try and, kind of bait him in more than take these equal fights. But then again, on a mid fight, you just got to make things happen. So I'm not sure how much a choice they're really going to have. I'm not sure exactly how much practice. I saw some of the early stuff about with Se7en's new players. They're playing some of the other maps. I'm not sure how much they would have played with Sunshine. And Ascent probably haven't played Sunshine particularly recently, just because we haven't seen this map week for absolutely ages. They would have played it a little bit before this game, but they might be, a little bit kind of rusty, a little bit kind of whatever. It's not something quite like Gully or Badlands where you can just be like, oh yeah, I remember that stuff. So maybe things will get a little bit sloppy, but generally, I think we've seen more sloppiness from Se7en than we have Ascent so far.
I imagine there's going to be a lot of like clustered moments where we're going to see like all the scouts just kind of dogging it out in like mini fights as a group, and the players kind of diverge into uncomfortable situations just because of the nature of, like, Sunshine isn't a map that you seem to play a lot. I know that sounds kind of weird to say, but it makes sense. It's you don't see many sort of games being played outside of ETF2L where everyone's like, oh, let's go play Sunshine. It's not kind of got the ilk of Gully, Process, Badlands, which are all maps that you've played many a times and like off like the back of your hand. So now this was added somewhat recently, wasn't it? I think it was last season or the season before where they added it.
It's been in and out of the map rotation for quite a while. I mean, I would guess it's been 4 or 5 since it was in the season for the first time. But it is still on the scale of things. It isn't like Badlands and like Gully, which has been in the game for absolutely ages.
But it's intermittent on how often it's kind of picked up for ETF2L.
Yeah, so it is a bit different of a thing, but at the same time, these are top Prem teams, so really they should be comfortable on every map, even with a bit of kind of a delay, a few weeks off. So I don't know. I'm not sure how much is going to come down to the map. It's gonna, I think, come down more to some individual performance from the players and I think just Se7en cutting out this like feed stuff. Like expect Ascent to be going aggressive. Like I said, Josh and Alakor will just try and walk at you. They'll get 300 and 260. They'll just walk forward and just try and catch someone out. That's just what they're doing. So Se7en need to be like, okay, if you're playing close, we need to make sure we've got a buff, or just, you know, don't play close in the same way, or make sure we've got a more of a trap up, or just, I don't know, something smarter than what's currently happening, because you can't afford to just lose a guy or two for absolutely nothing like that, especially in these holds where you're trying to get onto their second or something.
And I can imagine, especially against a team like Ascent, you know, on the side of Se7en, if they lose players, it's going to be harder to deal with them in the classic Se7en fashion. And I think that's what struggles for Se7en is previous Se7en, like when they get pushed, they're so good at just sapping all of the speed and energy out their opponents. But now they can't as well as they want to. But
I think we're going live.
Yeah, no? We are. No, yeah.
Okay, the server's freaking out. Ombrax in the spec. Game's not starting, I would imagine. Okay, they're just messing with us. I think that's what's happening. Maybe the server's broken. No idea. Panic?
Oh.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've just heard a voice in my ear. Beta says panic. It's all over.
Okay. I don't.
Okay.
Am I panicking sufficiently? I don't know what level of panic I need to do.
But that's gonna have to do. Ombrax's back. Are we okay? Now we're readying our stuff. No messing around. Let's go.
Oh gosh.
Hit it. Okay.
No.
Ombrax is bullying at this point. Okay.
Okay.
Not cool, dude. Not cool.
No.
Right. Eventually, we will be going into the first mid, and I think it's going to be all on Ascent to get a bit of a. I want to say like a strong start. They obviously came back at the end of that last game, being 3-1 down. It was a great comeback, but it's a way better situation if you don't have to come back to begin with. You know, don't have those dodgy first like 10-12 minutes, and then you won't have to be in a situation where you've got to kind of force so many things into happening. They did it well, but you know, be a little bit more comfortable. Apparently, Ombrax is having some ping issues. I think he's sorted out now, and we're going live. Take it away.
Oh, wonderful. So this is the second map of week 2, even though we're on week 7 of the Premiership between Se7en and Ascent. As we see these both teams roll out, it does look like both demos are on the same sort of pegging when it comes to speed, but good damage onto Ascent as Arms goes in for the bomb. Aditsky looks to do it as well. Players go down. Talash, Cadus, Arms. Aditsky down as well. Only 2 players up. Tiger and Seeds need to leave. Tiger's like, come fight me. I dare you. And Credit takes the right decision and doesn't... Sorry, Funds takes the right decision and doesn't follow through.
It was a little bit close for Seeds at the end of that fight. He was just... For my liking, just a little bit too far forward. He didn't get fully committed on, but a little bit itchy. But he lives, and now he's getting sacked on, and he dies. So great rocket from Chris, just as Seeds got into that position, so maybe just wasn't quite expecting it. That was really nice bomb. And now we've got uber advantage from Ascent. Want to come through Valley. See if they either can't catch a lot of people out, or just not even try to get forced. Aditsky straight in, 1 rocket. There we go. Nice force on Ombra.
Yeah, and it does look like even with that force, they're able to get in an equal Uber situation. Never mind. Cadus takes down Ombrax with a nice sticky trap. And this could look like a repush from Se7en. They are going onto the balcony area, but Josh goes down to Cadus's sticky. But Cranu behind, like, hey, there's a point here, let me have this. But Se7en are like, lol, nope. And yeah, it's gonna equal it out. That was really cringy. Just talk so I don't have to.
It's okay. Seeds went down there, by the way. So
yeah.
Now Ascent is looking in a good position. There was a little bit of an Aditsky sack on Ombrax, but you know, your boy lives on 30 HP. Very nice. Tiger goes in, a little bit overextended. He's feeling it, you know. Doesn't actually get punished for it, but okay. I think Ascent can be happy just to heal up, and only actually about 20% advantage, so I don't know if maybe they're going to try and go while Se7en aren't really set up. They don't have their sick man, and they're trying to do that. Josh is taking an obscene amount of damage. They're getting some good position from it. Se7en don't want to give it up, though. Chris is going down. Nice rockets from Josh. Couple Se7en boys are kind of caught out. They're getting cleaned up. He's going in there with 300, doing so much damage. Takes down the scout, and now Ombrax is going to try and run away, but there's no way he doesn't get caught by the scout here. Absolutely no way. A nice little hold from Se7en there. They just dealt so much damage to Ascent.
Yeah, and it was a really nice conversion of the situation for Se7en. They were getting aggressed on and they were able to get the picks, but we do see Chris playing our Frenchman, looking to see if he can maybe get a pick onto Seeds. He is in a good area to do it, but he just needs to make sure he's not going to get picked up. He has gone behind. And he gets Seeds!
Oh
How
my
does
God.
he get Seeds?
That's so... Okay.
Oh. How
Absolutely
does he
destroys him in choke as he's trying to arrow arms. I'm pretty sure he did about like a 180 just before he got backstabbed. Doesn't matter. That's how hit registration works, and that's how this game's going. He gets Thalash as well. Chris, what are you doing? Okay, he finally gets taken down by Tiger.
What a madman.
Good lord.
But Ascent looking at the opportunity, but Adidsky goes in, gets Ombrak. Really nice bomb from him. So many players kind of in an awkward situation for Ascent. Elikor kind of trapped out. He doesn't really want to get picked off by any players.
Adidsky, what are you doing?
Oh my God! Gets Funds with the skill stick.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh wow.
Adidsky's nuts. Adidsky's just straight up nuts, by the way.
But he's getting away with his
tilt.
insanity.
Absolutely crazy.
If you can get away with it, do it. As Josh and Elikor are getting destroyed. Oh, they're so low on that right-hand side of their hold. And the rest of Se7en looking really confident to get pushing into this lap. The dispenser's down. You might as well push now, boys. You've got the dispenser.
90%.
And again.
They're going to get this Uber. Funds are still going to be down for a while. They want to take it top right. No one die here for Se7en. Okay, there we go. Going to focus this gun. Going to start taking some position. Funds is just only spawning on parry. Great time for Thalash. This parry is doing so much damage, but all the frags are going... No. Actually,
they're equaling out.
Now it's all just on AMs. That was actually looking so good for Se7en for a little period of time, but actually...
How did that fall apart?
I think just the Funds spawning on Pyro, right just as kind of Se7en was trying to take some position, he walked forward and just absolutely pounded out the damage. He didn't get any like immediate frags, but it was great damage.
Yeah, but it means that the Uber does come out from Ascent. There are aggressing players. Adidsky down. Am's staying in choke. Doesn't want to do that too long because Ascent are looking to bring the aggression in. Elikor rather deep in the choke. Taking a lot of damage though.
Se7en doesn't want to give this up. Se7en doesn't want to give this up food. They don't want them to...
Cadus is so far in though. Gets picked up by Josh. But Josh gets picked up by Thalash. And Thalash picking up Chris. No, Tiger picking up Chris. Thalash getting picked up by Ombrak. So much happening. Tiger getting down Crady. Se7en going for the rebush, pushing Elikor out of choke. Funds all on his little lonesome in the valley of Se7en. Tiger 1v1 with Funds. Tiger looking a lot stronger, and he does manage to pick up Funds in the end. Really messy. Players absolutely everywhere.
I think Cadus was really committed to try and hold choke. The rest of his team backed up a little bit. He ended up dying, but the rest of the team played so kind of close together that in that kind of a slightly messy fight at the end, it ended up working out. Now they're trying to push in. They did have advantage. They don't anymore. This is going to be a trade, and actually so much damage has been done to Cadus and Thalash. Oh, they're quite lucky to escape with their lives there, actually. So it is 5v5. They do have to heal up. I'm not sure if Ascent's going to be brave enough to push out. No.
No, I think they're looking to stabilize this, just to build away. Elikor in rather aggressive, but he's able to punish anyone who's trying to come in, not letting them get in for lobby for free too much. But he has to be careful because Tiger is lurking around that lobby area, and if he's able to aggress onto Elikor, if he can't land the pipes, he may go down. Because he has got no support from his team on that right side.
Interesting how the buildings worked out. I mean, it was a little bit late to Uber for Ombrak, but it ended up being about a 20-23% advantage for Se7en, so obviously building better than Ascent there, but in in regular 7 fashion, they're not going to try and push off something which is 20 maybe in an ideal situation, so just some more peeking, some more prodding.
Looking for weaknesses as Cadus goes in, but he gets picked up by Credu in the end. That would have been incredible if he got that, but that was such a crazy bomb. Like, the speed he got on that was really nice. But it means naught.
Nope, so gonna wait for Cadus to respawn. Chris goes down to spam. Adiski's actually getting in on Ombrak. Oh! That was a nice rocket on Ombrak just then.
Oof.
Sorry to all my neighbors, by the way. That was really, really, really nice. So now we've still got 5 players up to 7. Ascent don't really have anything. They have a gun, they have a soldier.
They have nothing.
A complete wipe. Ooh, Adiski. I feel like he's doing really, really well, both this map and last. He's making some great plays onto Ombrak.
Yeah, that bomb he did, getting that drop and just converting it into a situation again where Se7en could push in, and when you only have 2 players on your last and you have the team like Se7en going in, there's very little you can do. You know, you're just going to be focused down, and it's going to be really uncomfortable as the mid does start for the second mid of this game. Am's bombing in, dealing some damage onto the guys on top of the little hut, but nothing at the moment. Josh looking in to bomb, creating a lot of distractions. Tiger goes down to a roller from Elikor from the looks of it, or a pipe. Funds goes down. Adiski down. 2 for 1. Am's going in. He trades. 4 players down. Only 1 on Ascent. They're going to take this rather convincingly.
Yeah, that was a bit of a long mid fight, but I think most of the 7 players, like at least 2 of the remaining 4 in the later part, were just nowhere near the hills, so Ascent knew they could just play slow. Again, just, you know, they can slow down the pace of it. They know they're fighting against players who can get buffed, so just kind of wait it out. Seeds did live though, so we have equal Ubers, but Ascent are in a position where they can try some things. They can, I would imagine, they might just go for a sack and try and bring Credu up on Sniper. But, we'll see what they fancy. I can't imagine they're really going to go for some kind of trade. I'm not sure if there's any really good angles for them to do that. See what they fancy. What are you thinking?
They need to get a decent pick and create some space for themselves, and they have got Ams down. Chris going in for the bomb, seeing if we can get Seeds. Seeds holds, but he does end up using it, so this is just a good time for Ombrak and the rest of his team to back out and then look at the re-push with the Uber advantage. But
I mean, okay, I just want to bring up a quick point before, sorry to interrupt, before Ascent re-push. So that air shot was really close on the Seeds, but by the time Seeds used, the rocket had already passed him. I mean, credit where it's given, Seeds has been playing really well, but I think it's very possible to not use there in an ideal situation. Obviously, over the course of the game, comms are cluttered. You don't know quite, maybe some other spam's going to come from somewhere else, but... Okay, so we've got an early force on Ascent. Only 1 pick, so they need to kite the rest of this Uber, see what they can do. Already getting a pick on Chris.
Yeah, and Josh goes down as well. But Credu gets Cadus. That might be an opportunity for the rest of Ascent to maybe get some aggression. But as I say that, Arms bombs in, gets rid of Elikor. Only 2 players left for Ascent. They're going to back out through Valley. They really don't want to stay here too long. Fun's looking to deny, but if they get any aggression onto them in that Valley area, they could get caught out. The respawners are back for Ascent though. They're going to look at putting this mid up. But it's been interesting so far, eepily. Like, there's been a lot of moments where players have created opportunities for their team and they've been able to capitalise, and other times where it's just been an absolute mess. As Ams and Tiger go in deep, Josh down, Adiski down as well from Chris, but Se7en are in, but they're getting aggressed on in the choke area. Seeds ends up getting forced. Fun's going down. 4 players down for Ascent. They need to back out. They're going to get this aggression onto them. Flash wants to go in.
Nice rockets from Ams straight onto Ombrak and Elikor. Now Josh is so weak. A nice air shot. Actually, just about time for Chris to spawn and then immediately die again. So that looks like another uber advantage push onto last once Se7en build it up, or actually they look like they want to go fast while Ascent has no soldiers, still 6 seconds remaining. Walking in, they got this gun to deal with. Ballast goes down, a little bit tricky, but actually... Okay, this is all on these soldiers spawning now. They're trying to get so much spam on the point, but... Oh, I can't even tell he's being picked apart at this point. Okay. Ascent have control of point. They have the high ground. That could have gone either way. That really could have.
Tiger was actually able to help his team just deal so much damage. He's just a monster with that scattergun when he gets going. But it does look like it's going to convert into a situation where the boys in red are able to hold it, but the aggression is coming out from Se7en on the valley, and 2 players down to both the scouts, Fonz and Josh. Thalash in rather deep, gets denied by Elikor, but doesn't take too much damage. Credu is behind, but Adiski is picking it. But anyway, the rest of Se7en go in and they convert it to 2-0 to themselves. A lot more confident in this, but we say that they converted a 2 lead last time with Ascent, and then they won the game, so that could easily happen here.
Yeah, you still got 16 minutes. Ascent, you know, they brought back from not a worse deficit, but 3-1 just kind of feels a little bit worse than, well, maybe you can argue either way, but they brought back from 2 rounds down, so it's always possible for Ascent, but they gotta get some better fights going on. Speaking of which, I think Se7en are really close together. They're not actually taking that much spam. They'll just go straight in onto Umbrak. They clean him up. Now it's just got to be Se7en trying to live, but actually, Seeds goes down to Josh. Hams goes down to the other soldiers, and now this is just a bit of a 3v3 dodgy kind of fight. Turning into a 2v1. I think great plays from both the Se7en scouts this game. Tiger and Thalash have been absolutely pounding. Ooh, okay. Tiger gets a little bit overzealous. Takes a pipe to the face for the honor.
But it does mean that Elikor can stay in, and even though he's on his own, he's able to kind of slow down Se7en. But Adiski goes in, takes down Elikor.
That's nice from Adiski. Just going a little bit deep just in time to kill the demo, then straight back out again.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit advantage for Se7en. They know Elikor is down though, so they want to get through this choke point. They know there's no demo to spam them. They can get out of position. Ascent and Umbrak, they know that the way to lose Sunshine is to lose too many people on second. So Josh will go down, but they're desperately trying not to lose anyone else. Even though it does eat a pipe. A little bit risky there, but they back up. They want to treat this as just an equally this last hold.
Yeah. Even though they've got the 1-player ad, like you said, Se7en won't necessarily go on that ad, so it does mean that there's time for Ascent to get the hold up. They have got Credu on the Pudis, so it does mean that they're able to deny any Uber that comes in to a certain degree unless he gets focused down really quickly. Josh pushing Ams away. It's just a lot of poking, seeing if there's any options for them. But Elikor gets picked up by Am. This is a good opportunity again for Se7en to maybe look at pushing in now.
That was so insane from Ams. He surfs the damage straight out again, and now this is 6v5. Tiger does go down. Okay, this guy goes down. But Umbrak dies to pipes again. I didn't even see where that happened. Was that direct? Was that just... I don't know. That was just so messy, but it's definitely coming out Se7en's way. And they're already on second. They know they don't want to they don't want to give Ascent any room at all. They will get a scout
getting picked up by Ams. The Uber comes in from Se7en. They're starting to push into last. They've lost too many players. Elikor's down as well. That's 3 players down for Ascent. No one down for Se7en. They're all swarming the point, and that's the 3rd round to Se7en. They're looking very convincing on Sunshine.
They really are. I said I'm not even sure what pipe hit Umbrak, but it was just so important. Another drop for Umbrak. I think it's been at least 3 over the course of this map and the one before. So I think he's getting a little bit caught out. Not that you can necessarily predict some of these situations, but anyway, going into the 4th mid now.
Yeah, the 4th mid, and the aggression came out of Chris, but he got picked up really quickly by Ams. Adiski goes in, picks up Umbrak. Elikor's down as well. But the 3 players up from Ascent are just applying the pressure. but they know that the heals are going to come in. Adaski goes down as well.
I like this from Se7en. I like the way they played this. They knew they had heals, they knew Ascent didn't. It was a kind of 3v3, it might have even been like 4v3, but they backed all the way out of choke because they know that Ascent can't just stand there and cap the point, because otherwise Se7en will just walk back in with the heals, and they knew that the best way to keep Seeds alive is just to back them right up. Let them, if they're going to walk you, let them kind of walk one by one, or at least through a choke point. That was a nice play for Seeds to just, you know, be like, hey, we'll just back up, we'll keep me alive, we'll take control of point, now there will be another Uber advantage push on to last, unless something crazy happens.
Yeah, they do need to be careful, as holding this far forward is a good thing, but also a bad thing, as Josh goes in and dies. It means that Ascent are really low and in a position where if Se7en use this advantage, which it looks like they are, they've taken the gun down from Credu. The aggression is coming out on this right hand side for them. They have the Uber pot, they're trapping people in Saw. Ombrak goes down, Credu goes down, fun stat. Se7en just super convincing, and that's the 4th 2-7. They're looking at 5-0 this one.
Yeah, they didn't. Se7en didn't rush it. They must have known Ombrak was going to get close to the Uber, but they didn't panic. They kept composed. They just took the position, and then once they were ready, completely collapsed on them. And you know, Ascent were forced into that corner next to spawn. It's so tricky when you're getting pushed from either side unless you get some kind of pick. So I think their best hope was to try and get the Uber, and they were just focused down too quickly.
Yep, and this mid is going on as Josh kind of bombed in really faintly, but Am's on top of that bell tower, dealing so much damage to Ascent. Kada's over the point, but gets picked up by Elikor's pipe. Flash down, but Josh getting picked up as well. Tiger gets picked down by Credu. Credu picking off, well, Seeds just kill binding in the end. And Ombrak able to stay alive. So this could be a comeback for Ascent. Nice confident mid from them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it was great confidence from Credu. He walked straight at Tiger and Seeds. You know, he's not scared of a buff Tiger. He doesn't care. He's Credu. He walks straight in, kills Tiger, gets one shot on Seeds, and Seeds is like, well, I don't think I'm going to 1v1 Credu here, honestly. Straight for the kill bind, so Credu's managed to get himself and his team 100% Uber advantage, so this is going to be all on whether Ascent can actually convert this.
Yep, as Ascent are looking to push on the left side, they know they've got this Uber advantage, but Aditsky is on the heavy and the gun is still up for Tiger, but it has gone down. Aditsky looking to see if he can get out of spawn in whatever class he can bring himself in, and he's gone into Soldier, sacking onto the players of Ascent. Everyone in Ascent just crumbles. They're pushed and they're just getting picked by players left, right and centre. And it just means that Aditsky and Ams are bringing that aggression in, pushing Ombrak out of house with the scout with him, and it just means that they're able to convert this, take the second easily, and it's just unfortunate for Ascent there. They weren't able to convert that into a round.
Yeah, we didn't see as much kind of discipline, as much kind of, you know, togetherness, team play with the push, but I don't care about that. Both Ascent soldiers just jump straight behind Se7en. They want to make something happen on second, but they're both basically no health. Pretty went down in the meantime. Yep, that's both soldiers going down for Ascent. I technically delayed them for a little bit. Ascent may have the Uber in time for second, but they have no chance of doing anything on mid at all now.
Yeah, as Se7en are taking this mid nice and for free. So many players down for poor Ascent.
Yeah, actually Ombrak's not healing now, so I was actually a little bit over-eager there. Didn't look like they would have got Uber in time for second, but definitely not with Ombrak not healing for that little bit. So once again, Se7en should just be able to walk up, try and take this for free. And then, okay, so Se7en are 4 rounds up, and they are outside of their enemy's last equal Ubers. It is literally entirely on Ascent to make something happen. They just have to. They need to find something that works.
And Ans is looking to try and make something work, as he's in rather deep, but he could easily get picked off at this point. But Tiger goes down to sticks from Elikor. That could put some slow in the steps of Se7en, but Credu peaks, but not able to connect anything.
He's going for a really deep peek on far left. He's just fractionally sees the head of Seeds, but he's actually still there. He needs a hero play.
But Fonz and Elikor are down. It's not going to work out. It gets picked up by Tiger. The Uber has been forced on Ascent. They are trying to hold this, but it is faded. The player's on, and that is all she wrote, eepily.
That was
very different from the first match.
Completely. So much more convincing for Se7en. Like, I think their scouts were so strong on the mids. They, you know, there was that one mid where Kredu like made a really great play, basically buying himself the and his team the Uber advantage. But the Se7en scouts did just straight up looking more impactful. Big shout out's got to go to Adiski though. I thought Adiski played fantastic. He made so many just really important plays, like getting forces, getting drops, like every opportunity where you needed some kind of like, you know, near perfect timing to get onto them, he would find and he would execute it really well. So that's great, especially considering, like I said, Adiski is most known for playing demo. So roaming here, I thought he was played really well.
Well, he has played really well, and I feel really bad that it feels like I need a speech therapist to be able to say his name because I've been struggling with it the entire cast. I think people in chat have picked up on that, and yeah, me and words don't mix. That's why I cast, you know.
Exactly. So as I said, we do have the logs up on the screen, I think, and we've seen that Ams had just an absolute destruction game. 398 DPM, 21 for 8 on Pocket Soldier. Obviously, we saw him on a Scout kind of quite recently, but he's made this change. I think he's quite happy playing Soldier now, especially if he's going to be getting games like that. Tiger, 23 for 9, 295 DPM, also just absolutely pounding. Like, we saw good bombs from Se7en on the early part of Gully, and on these mids, I really do think, like, even if the bombs weren't as kind of immediate in that impact, you know, they didn't necessarily get like 2 kills or something immediately. I think they took really good positions for their scouts to kind of get in place, and they did some really great damage. And obviously, you know, it's a 5-0, so there's a lot of Uber advantage plays for AMS to just be able to waddle at people. But I think it was really, yeah, I think it was great play from AMS, great play from Tiger and Thalash. I think, you know, again, like Adiski, 12 for 17, bomb damaging for his team, doesn't matter. He made so many really impactful plays. I think he's, you know, for me, he's got to be one of my players of the match.
Yeah, no, he did a lot of work. Cadus, again, we mentioned at the start of the game, and it feels kind of funny that we mentioned it, that he's not as DMy as Elikor, but there were moments where he really like shone really brightly in situations, and it has translated to the logs for him, and he's done really well. And even though Se7en are using a completely different roster, they can't be too disappointed with that, because Ascent are an amazing team, and be able to go 3 for 3 in this series is really good for them. But you can see that there are a lot of teething pains for them, and maybe obviously, like you said, they're not going to stick with this roster to after the end of the season. But
who knows? Like I said,
you never knows.
Yeah, I don't think anything necessarily set in stone, but obviously, you know, the star power in the team alone, like everyone played really well, and I said like 5-0ing Ascent, which is, you know, one of the best teams in Europe right now, on this map with only, you know, about a week and a half. That's pretty impressive. You know, you can't say that even if they're not playing exactly how Se7en used to, that it's not a team which may come to be really feared. I think we're looking at the medic comparisons right now. You know, you really got to give a shout out to Seeds. There was that one player who kind of, you know, a little bit like called him out for, and I think someone was saying he shook his head after he knew, I didn't really have to use, but you know, it's a pressure of the game. As far as I'm aware, it's his first Prem official. You know, I thought he played great for it. Absolutely, yeah. Like you can fault him on a couple of tiny things, but you know, I thought, like, on the scale of it, like, who else? What other medic are you going to take from like Div 2 who's going to be able to play that well? And it seemed like he really understood how Se7en was kind of trying to play. As I said, I'm sure Cadus was main calling as strong as he usually does, but he just felt like he kind of slotted in. And, you know, in those situations where Se7en's just kind of backing up, playing a little bit slow, he did exactly what he needed to do.
He did. And I think it's a good way to leave it. Like, Se7en just pulling away, but it does mean that both these teams, like you said, have made playoffs. So it'll be fun to see how they kind of round things off. I don't know. Are we able to get any players in maybe for a little chat? Ooh, who do we have?
I think we'll be having Tiger and Ombrak in just a couple seconds. Definitely two very impactful players for their team.
Yes.
Aha, hello, Ombrak. My man, talk to me.
Yo, I'm just telling Tiger to go in the proper channel so we can boot move.
Yes, please,
Yes,
Tiger, come
please.
to us, come to us.
Ah, there we go. I think we've got Tiger with us as well.
Hello.
Hi, so how's it going, guys? How do you feel after that game?
Very good, very, very good.
Good.
I thought it was a great game to watch. Like the gully game. I think from both teams we saw some really, really good stuff. Like the your comeback, Ombrak, on in the second half of that map, I thought was really, really good. It just seemed not like a completely different team, but it just seemed like you guys really worked out your mids, and you just started to have so many more of these kind of, you know, take mid, get another advantageous position, take another advantageous position. I thought it was really, really nice team play.
Well, there's a saying in TF2 when my team listens to me, we actually won. So I don't know.
I can understand where you're coming from. Definitely that play on Se7en where you just got completely surrounded by their players, but you played with Elacor, and I think there was at least one of your soldiers in the scout there. You waited, you kind of waited as long as you could before having to use, and then from that Uber just immediately annihilated 3-7 players and just were able to use that to walk straight into last. I thought that was really, really nice. There wasn't kind of that panic use, try and get out. You played it cool, you got the most out of the Uber, and it just translated in just basically converting the round. That was really good.
Thank you. Well, it's easy to play with the. I know my team can like try to stay alive and stuff, and if we get a good Uber round, then they're gonna frag. So like this is why I drop a lot. I think like I'm not trying to make excuses for myself, but sometimes you have to take the risk because a slightly better Uber can win the round. So
yeah,
I got lucky on this one. I think like sometimes it works, and like tomorrow I'll do it and I'll drop. So such is the way of life.
It was a very good game. It was actually really, really fun.
Yeah, I said so. Tiger, from your point of view, we saw some really, really good mids on the first half of Gully. The later half of Gully was a little bit kind of things started going a bit wrong.
What do you think happened? So what we noticed was they were doing high bombs every mid with the soldiers, like the same as ours, but theirs just wasn't going as well. So they just started playing under where we were weak because obviously both our soldiers were up top, so we couldn't really do anything. And then Chris and Josh were just like, they jump onto the point, but like near our scouts, so we just got fucked by it basically as Elacor walked over. It was very good.
Yeah,
it was a good adaptation, and we just didn't adapt to it in time. There was not enough time left because it was slow. It was a slow game outside of mids, like pushing last and things. Everyone took the time, and the last pushes were very methodical, things like that. So by the time we got to mids, it wasn't like something we can adjust to.
Yeah, that was it. Kind of Ascent's comeback may have been a bit last minute for them, but it was also last minute for you guys to suddenly be able to adapt to that change. So you can almost kind of see, you know.
That's the tactic.
It was good.
Yeah.
Don't give them time.
They played really well. Really.
Well, Tiger trying to make up for his BM.
Dude, I already apologized to you. How I am.
What about Sunshine? That was a completely different map.
I think we're just pretty good at Sunshine. Like, we've played it twice, and we've rolled both teams 5-0 in the games that we played. It's a good map.
Also, quickly, I'd just like to say hello to Seeds because he's just joined us as well.
Hey. Yeah, sorry. Hi, Seeds.
Yeah, he's been very, very patiently waiting for someone to speak to him for a little while. So, probably one thing I'd like to ask you, Seeds, is how did it feel going into sort of that sort of environment? Because, like eepily mentioned with the force on last, that it could be a really sort of stressful situation for you adapting to sort of the level of gameplay you're playing right now.
Yeah,
like how did it all feel for you?
I was fucking choking for most of that. Like there was a lot of pressure, but the guys are all really lovely, and they didn't BM me at all for like a lot of the misplays I made. Like the first 7 minutes on Sunshine, I felt like a walking dispenser.
For someone who's never played like Prem at all, Seeds is very, very, very good.
Thanks, Tiger.
We were literally just saying before you guys joined the channel that I thought, like I said, considering basically any other medic like coming straight from like Div 2 to playing at this level, I thought you played great. And it's not just the fact that you were a medic who ran around just healing the right people and just having like the really strong DM players like get kills. The way you played with Se7en, there was a couple of situations where you guys kind of backed out, baited Ascent towards you a bit more, or just kind of backed out knowing that you just needed to buff up, you just needed to play a little bit slower, kind of they knew that they had to play around you. Like you were always just in the perfect position that your team needed you to be in. So that's not necessarily just something which like any medic can just come in and do.
As someone who's been like a pug main for quite a long time, I've got this reputation as Seeds the beta, and it is so weird playing in a team like Se7en who is so much more passive than I ever was. It's like a whole different world. But it's great. Like everything they do is brilliant. They think out everything so well.
And I imagine it must be a really nice experience playing with someone like Cadus, for example, who just has such a big brain when it comes to TF2. Like having that guidance must be amazing to play with. Like I imagine you felt just from these 2 games that you've grown quite a bit from it as well.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I've learned a lot more in terms of positioning than I had for like the past 6 months.
Yeah, I think from like just from a spectator point of view, it was like Gully was so good to watch. There was a lot of back and forth, and there's some really, really clutch moments. I'm like, Adiski isn't here to have an interview, but I think most people here can probably agree that he had an absolutely stellar game. Like, I don't know, Tiger, have you guys only really been screwing like the last week or so?
Yeah, pretty much.
So I was saying before, like Adiski's kind of played a bit with Se7en before, but I thought some of Adiski's timing kind of getting onto Ombrak was just absolutely insane.
Yeah, for someone who's not played Roma or Soldier at all, he's very good as well.
He seemed to just kind of come out of nowhere.
He surprised everyone when like he started playing. Like we work pretty well on the flank, as well as like me and Thalash have got good coordination already after only like a week or so. It's really good. It's a nice team to play in.
We were saying, is this looking to just be the roster to kind of like fill out the end of the season, or is this looking to be going into season 30 as well? Do you have any idea?
Honestly, not a clue. And I'm honestly not too sure yet. All I know is that I'm staying with them till I-63. So we're going to land with them. But I don't know who's in, who's out and things like that. I'm really not sure.
Yeah. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. And Ombrak, is it looking all set to be Ascent returning season 30, same as before?
Oh, I don't know yet. We'll see. I know Credo has to quit because of army. I don't know.
Josh, go back to Lego.
I don't know about Josh's plans so far. Maybe I guess it depends on what happens for us in the end of the season. Right now,
I was gonna say, are you gonna see who performs in playoffs before you decide who you're gonna cut?
No, I'm not cutting people. Like people who are not playing with us next season are people who wants to quit the team. Because I think this is probably the best roster we could have with the playing like people who are playing the game right now. So I'm not gonna cut anyone. So the people who are leaving are the one who are unhappy with how we play or who have to quit. I don't know. I'm not cutting people. We'll see. We have like quite big issues to fix at the moment. We'll see how it goes. And I don't know. I can't say. Let's see how the season ends, and then we'll make decisions.
Yeah, I think
it's gonna be a good playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think after that game, it's kind of people were uncertain what Se7en was going to look like. Were they just going to fold after Rewind? Was this, that, whatever? Was Ascent just going to kind of walk in and just be a good level above everything else? I think after that game, I don't know. I'm hyped for playoffs. I'm interested to see what's going to happen because like that Gully game was so close. Yeah, the Sunshine was like quite one-sided, but that's what map bans are for,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's going to be an insane few games. I can't wait to really watch. It's going to be awesome. See how things shape out.
We should, as long as we play better than what we did on Sunshine, should be good.
I believe at Ascent. You guys absolutely pound. Like between Josh and Elko, you guys had some great little picks to catch off 7 players. It was
Yeah,
just like
but,
the tiniest little peaks, and suddenly you get 2 kills, and
like there are issues we need to fix, like on how the team wants to play right now. That things that haven't come up until now that we need to figure out. So, like, I'm not going into details, but
yeah,
we'll see how it goes. Like, I don't like the Sunshine was dreadful, partly because of me. And it, you know, like, it's been a long season. It's been like people need a bit like a fresh air before going into playoffs. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but
yeah.
I hope we do well.
There's time to work with.
But I hope we do well. But and this game, like in the end, this game doesn't mean much. It's like maps. Neither 7 of us have screamed in like a very long time. 7 is still in your roster. That's a game league. Like, who cares about this game? I mean, it's all gonna be about playoffs anyway. So
No,
It is.
It's asserting dominance. That's what that game was.
well,
It's all about
you should feel-
buffing up your egos.
I don't feel dominated, but okay.
We're the team to beat again. Then.
Well, they won one game and now they're the team to beat.
Hold on, what was that about the?
Alright,
You were pretty happy after you won that cup against the bad
Yeah,
7.
well, because there was money in the end.
Ah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Gotta save it for
Ooh.
playoffs, boys. Come on,
Yeah.
save it for the for game chat. You know. Grumpy, you got any more questions to ask our guys here?
No, I think we've covered everything. I've kind of just been relaxing, just listening to what these guys have to say, really.
I do talk too much. I apologize.
No, I love it. It's fine. I'm not of the ilk of you guys. I'm not as experienced, so it's nice just relaxing and listening to people who know so much more about the game than me.
If we're good, if there's no significant questions, you want to move straight on to shoutouts?
Yeah, let's fire away. Let's go with the top of the list from what I could see. So that would be Tiger. Do you want to go first?
Yeah. So shout out to Se7en, great team. Shout out to Ascent as well for really good games, and Umbrak for putting up with my BM throughout the game. Yeah, that'll do.
Okay, and from there, Umbrak, got any shout outs yourself?
Shout out to my team for putting up with me, and shout out to Se7en for having a good map. I'm not saying good game because Sunshine was bad. I think the threat of the flame shut Tiger down a bit, so I was gonna use that next time as well. Shout out to you guys for casting. Shout out to people who watched. Shout out to Ediski who was asking me to get muted. This is not gonna happen. I'm sorry. And shout out to Babs.
And finally, Seeds.
I'm gonna try keep it real quick. Shout out to Phelps, Cabo Car, Wyman, Hugo, Charlie, Matt, Hammerham, Eames, Rivka, Collar, and Af, and also the 7 guys. I really appreciate them giving me this chance.
And what about yourself, eepily? Have you got any shout outs?
I'm going to shout out both the teams. I thought the game was great to watch. Obviously, you, GrumpyKoi, and Beta being in production, quietly kind of mumbling in our ears every now and then. Shout out to my Land Turtle and FM boys, as well as all the Lego boys. And the people who sat in chat and spammed BM. Shout out to you guys. It was a good game. It was good fun.
All right, and I've got a few shout outs. First off to everyone in chat that's realised I can't say words correctly, and shout out to Aditsky. I probably said it wrong again. Big sorry for saying your name wrong multiple times. Shout out to Cryo, Marshy, and Arana. But from there, I think we're gonna wrap things up. Thank you everyone for joining us. This has been Ascent versus Se7en, ETF2L season 29, week 2. I know we've kind of gone back in time, but thank you very much for everyone for watching, and that's enough from me. So thank you.